Anton Krasovsky, head of the Russian language affiliate of RT and one of the Russia's most influential and famous propagandists, has found himself in hot water after he called for Ukrainian children to be drowned and incinerated.
Была детская больница, лечили астму. И вот там мне украинские дети, они рассказывали про то, что Украина оккупирована москалями, что если бы не москали, они бы жили как во Франции, а вот они страдают, потому что оккупированы. Причем это были не украинские дети, которые украинцы говорят по-украински. Такие там тоже были, они были совершенно нормальные.
А какие, откуда были эти дети?
Это были совершенно русскоязычные, с русскими фамилиями пацаны, которые... У кого-то там отец был военный, у кого-то кто-то еще. Ну, то есть это были абсолютно русские, русскоязычные, но себя
А прям топить таких надо было в Тысыне. Прям вот там, где плыны кача. Вот прям топить этих детей, топить.
Это не
прямо
ваш
в
метод.
Тысыне. Это не ваш метод, поэтому вы интеллигентные люди, писатели, фантасты. А это наш метод. Вот прям
надо
сказал,
было.
что, так сказать, москали оккупировали, и сразу прям бросаешь в реку с бурным течением.
These bloodthirsty appeals were recorded and broadcasted on October 20th. This means that neither editors, nor managers, nor Krasovsky himself were bothered at that time by what he said. And in the course of this war, Krasovsky has become quite possibly the most bloodthirsty propagandist in Russia. In other broadcasts, he has actively called for mob bombing in Ukraine, publicly celebrated airstrikes, and gone even further. But now, his remarks about Ukrainian children have drawn scrutiny from Kiev. Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dmitry Kuleba, said they amount to a call for genocide.
Governments which have still not banned RT must watch this excerpt. This is what you side with if you allow RT to operate in your countries. Aggressive genocide incitement, we will put this person on trial for it, which has nothing to do with freedom of speech. Ban RT worldwide.
But on October 24, 4 days after the broadcast, Krasovsky was removed from his position at RT. His boss and the head of RT, Margarita Simonyan, issued a special statement saying Anton Krasovsky's statements are savage and disgusting. The head of Russia's investigative committee said an investigation would be opened. In parliament, calls for Krasovsky's arrest had been voiced, and Krasovsky began to repent quickly.
I'm thankful to many of my comrades for their support. Genuinely grateful. Thank you so much. But this doesn't change the fact that I offended and embarrassed many of my comrades too, and my employers and my people. Please forgive me. But what's most important, it was just in very poor taste. I'm always trying to be a bit too clever, and this time it didn't work out.
Я прошу меня понять. Дурака понять.
I'm asking you to understand the stupid things I said. I'm sorry to my colleagues, to the entire team at RT, to all the mothers horrified by what came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry, and I'm going to carry this guilt in my dreams for the rest of my life.
Russia's propaganda is a machine that crushes everything in its path. When Putin began his war on February 24, every Russian television channel signed on immediately. Their task was to immerse Russian society in an Orwellian world invented by Putin, where Russia is liberating Ukrainians from Nazi rule. Lies, hatred, and calls for the destruction of Ukraine are voiced on Russia's television channels 24/7. For this reason, nothing from Krasovsky's remarks drew any notice until they hit the desk of the country's most important TV viewer. There is no doubt Krasovsky's removal was a personal Putin's order. Otherwise, the propaganda machine would never have turned itself around 180 degrees with such a surprising speed, instantly turning the accuser into the accused, a propagandist into a victim. Why did Putin react so swiftly? Obviously, because this was about children.
Граница России нигде не заканчивается.
In any totalitarian system, the cult of the leader is linked to a cult of childhood. The leader of the nation, the father of the people, must appear as the caring father of his entire flock. Stalin, surrounded by children, is one of Stalinism's most famous symbolic images. In this way, the leader with the iron fist receives a human touch. Putin and his system sense this extremely well and have already for a long time established caring for children and childhood as one of his main political trump cards. Putin personally demonstrates this constantly. His parliament passes repressive laws aimed at protecting children. In particular, this care for children is an assumed goal of one of the Kremlin's most hateful laws, the so-called Dima Yakovlev Act, prohibiting Americans from adopting Russian children. In reality, with this legislation, Putin intended to punish Washington for their passage of the Magnitsky Act. Even in the new constitution, which granted Putin with unlimited powers, there is a separate clause about kids. Children are the most important priority in Russia's government policies. But none of this professed love for children has stopped Russia from killing them in Ukraine. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Internal Affairs, in 8 months of war, 430 Ukrainian kids have been killed by Russian shelling, a rate of approximately 2 children per day. In May, Finland's President Niinistö asked Putin why Russia's military is killing Ukrainian children in Kiev, Odessa, Kharkiv, and other cities. Putin had no response.
I told Putin that he's bombing children. He had nothing to say.
In short, the Orwellian universe that Putin has built in Russia is based on hypocrisy. Putin believes that he cares for children from the very deep of his heart, and that's why he punishes Krasovsky. However, Krasovsky repented immediately, and soon his boss said he should absolutely be forgiven.
Антон попросил прощения уже много раз.
Anton has already begged for forgiveness many times. He made a video where he calls himself an idiot and explains why he said what he did, and says that he's a religious man and his religion is the single imperative, the only measure of words and deeds. A religious man who repents cannot be denied forgiveness.
So sooner rather than later, we will see Krasovsky and his hate back on Russia's propaganda front lines.